as I was saying before, Hebo and his abilities are actually really good for different battles. I don't play Hebo that much. At one time I did play him in some battles before, but I didn't do that well with him because I didn't know what I was doing. Wait, hold up. Oh, okay. Anyway. Let me get my relics real quick.
I will not say no to fire.
All right. Now let's. I'm gonna show you exactly how to play this guy. So his passive is a buff. So just learn that his passive is a buff. I guess it's the only buff. Each time Hebo uses an ability, he gains a steady flow buff, which increases his magical power. The timer refreshes when another ability is.
Let me get that old Spice boy. Hey, Smite is red, ain't it? On the title.
Yeah. Red. It's in my bag. Just go in my bag and get it. Wait. Here. Here you go. I'm kind of broadcasting right now, but it's okay. I know. Yeah, this nigga wanna come in here when I'm in here. You stop. Move back. Let me make sure that cat don't come in here. Okay, where was I? Okay, right, teaching Hebo. Okay, passive. Each time Hebo uses an ability, he gains a steady flow buff, which increases his magical power. So, when another ability is used, magical power buff, 5% duration. Okay. Oh. Burst ability, Hebo fires a sharp burst of water from his hands, damaging all enemies in front of him. That's about, I'll say about, let me see, wait a minute. If you really want to test like what the radius is on this, then you want to go to scaling, distant line, the ruler, or sometimes you can go, not the ruler, but line or none. Line. You can just go to line. But you have to know like which radius you're going, because not all the abilities are true what they say. So I'll say this ability is probably 33 meters long. but I think it's actually going more than that. It looks like it's going 55 units, but it's still going 30. So if you go right here to restricted camera pitch, then you'll see exactly like what radius it is. But I mean, it's still hard to see. But the radius is 78 and 70. Wait a minute. 70, not 78. So it's 30 to 55 to 70. That's pretty much like what everything is so far. If you're trying to count radius. So the radius of this ability is probably 50. I'd say probably 50 because it's actually going more than that. So if I go right here, so right here, I guess it is right. It just looks like it's going further, but it's actually still going about probably 50. I'll say 49 or 39. If you're going on the floor like this, let me see. That increases his movement speed by about Hebo infloors his scroll in the line and releasing the flood waters and allies on the water are immune to slows and move faster while enemies are slowed. Hebo calls, so that will look like this. So this radius is about 75. It's about 75. I'll say that much. Yeah, about 75 because it goes past 70. So if you want to go right here, go to restricted camera pitch on, then go to targeting ruler line none, then you're good. And you can put it on. We already know what radius it is now. So we know that this is 35 or 30 or 40 radius. This right here, it's not even a radius. It's probably about 30. This, I don't know what this is, but it's close to this right here. Now, some people have trouble on like putting their stuff to the right lockets, and so normal casting will just be if I press a button, I press an ability, and then it will just show me with it. Quick casting is different. Quick casting, pressing the ability and then you're using it. You're pressing the ability and then using it. Quick casting, pressing the ability and using it. Instant casting means you're just going to use the ability right away. So that's what that is. Then instant casting is when you can't even put the ability up to look at it. You just do it automatically. And that's not good. For certain characters that wants to do that, they can do that if they want. but it's just not good for good players. So I put mine on normal casting. Know when I'm gonna attack, and then know when I'm gonna put my thing down. You should know like when you're gonna put it down. Don't quick cast or instant cast. Don't quick cast or instant cast. Just normal cast. Just do that, and you will actually get your kill with Hebo. But before I make the build, we have to go over the abilities. So his third ability is called Water Sprout. Now this ability, Water Sprout, is basically a ability when you hit someone up in the air, you hit them up in the air. So you can get a good variety. So look, he's running, right? So you have all the air. And then I can use my ability, my first ability, which is Water Cannon. You can do Water Sprout and then Water Cannon to do a combo. But even better, you can slow the enemy. You can actually put the here's a better way of actually getting your enemy to actually killing them. So here's a faster way on killing your enemy. You can use Atlas of the Yellow River, then do your ultimate Crashing Wave, or you can do this and do that while they're going slow, while they're being slow. I mean, it's multiple ways you can actually do it. I can get Gem of Isolation if I wanted to, and then slow him if I wanted to. He even does more damage because of my buff. So the more damage I do, the more magical power I have, the more damage I'm gonna do. No matter what, because that's what his passive is. And when you're not doing no abilities, it refreshes. And then Crashing Wave. Hebo transforms into a wave and crashes forward, damaging all enemies in his path. So if I was like a really good Hebo and I was going against an Odin, all I will have to do is build Soul Weaver. I would get, Soul Weaver is for them guys that don't want to die. Obsidian Shard is for the gods that have too much magical protection. An Odin can have a lot of magical protection too. But if you're slowing an enemy god with, like Hebo does with his river, then it's easy to actually hit your opponents when they on that river. Especially someone like Artemis, but you don't know if Artemis is going to use her or not. So you need to build many cooldowns as possible. when you're going up against a Odin. The Odin might do a lot of damage to you, but what he doesn't know about Hebo is that I can actually easily kill him because I can hit him up in the air before he even comes down. Even if he comes down, will he be able to hit me? If he doesn't, that means it's through for him. But if he does land on me, it's through for me. Because he's going to slow me either way. Now, I don't know if he has a buff or not, but doing a lot of damage to gods matters. If you're not, then there's something wrong. So I might actually test this build out on Gold Fury, see if it does a lot of damage. But of course it said magical power, right? Now I'm not building no magical power right now. I'm just building all defense. All penetration, no penetration items actually. I only have one penetration item right now. And that is Spear of Desolation. And you can see that when I go right here. Status. You go to status to just see like how much you're building, to know what you have. So right now I have about penetration, I have about 15. But let's actually build stacks and see what happens to this Odin. So let's get rid of that and that. So we're supposed to be building magical power, right? So let's do that. Let's get the stacks.
I will not say no to firepower.
You can either go these two stacks are perfect. So stack these two items. He'll do a tons of damage to your opponent. Because that's what it says right here. It's kind of simple. He increases his magical power. So you'll have an actual chance of doing more damage to your opponent of 800. But if I go back and look at my my build, and look at this, I'm doing about 671. But that's because I don't have like damage magical power or magical power items like this, Ratatouille, or a magical power item like let's say this item. If I put this item and that other item on, I'll probably be invincible. So let's do that. Actually, let's put Spear of Desolation back on and get rid of that. And let's get that in this. Now, we don't have any lifesteal, but it doesn't matter. Now we're even doing more damage than before. Now it says, now it's the max now. Now it went to max, right? Because I have just magical power on now. When I was hitting him, that's when I was hitting him, when I went on the field. But again, it says it maxes, your magical power maxes every time you do about 3 abilities. If you keep hitting your target like that with 3 abilities, your magical power is going to increase no matter what. So do we really need all these stacks that we have right now? We at least need just one lifesteal item. So we need to get rid of that and get one lifesteal item. A lifesteal item that can actually be the most to him. So let's go over here and let's see if we can beat him. So we beat Hebo. I mean, we beat the fire giant. We might have low health, but we still alive, so that's what actually matters. But if you really want to test a build like this, then go to the, wait a minute, game time. Game time. Game time. Game time. Game time. Game time. Wait a minute. Game time. Yeah, switch the game time to that. Okay. Enough playing around. Anyway, all right. Let's test this build out on youth and see what happens. Yeah, she didn't die very quick, but she might now though. Now, do you see the difference? Like when I did 3 of my abilities, it boosted my magical power up, and I have a lot of magical power already, so I can actually one-shot a person with this build. But the problem is, if I have just this build and I'm not worrying about tanks, what's the meaning of even building this build if I don't even have penetration? So you have to have at least one good penetration item. And the penetration item I thought of was this item right here. Probably the best item you can use, but Spirit of Magus is actually better. It has 5 stacks of 10 penetration. If you're dealing with like gods that won't die. Someone like me probably won't die right away. But my ability did about 100,000 and whatnot. Yeah, you see that shit? Now this is the perfect build people should actually be using with you on. Because this hurts. Like it really does. If you can get a pentakill with this build, or any build, then it has to be good then. So just keep getting a pentakill with this, with any build you use. Don't use the build I used. It's probably a trash one, but I'm just using it because of his magical power. I'm just using it because of his magical power that increases every time them 3 dots comes up. So it's gonna keep coming up no matter what. So even if this so-called tank was building this much protection, so let's put all the protections that you can put on him. I'm still actually doing damage to him. Now, I just want y'all to take a closer look at my damage right now. Now, my magical power is not up. Because I replaced the Spirit of Magus. I replaced Soul Reaver with Spirit of Magus. That's why I'm not doing the damage. But if I was just going against someone that's anti-healing, then I would get Divine Ruin. But someone like Neith, yes, you definitely can't say it right. Need Divine Ruin if you're going against a Neith. And because Neith has tick damage, you want to get protection, like a lot of good protection. What I mean is, just go by the God's passive. If you don't have to go by the God's passive, just try to build as tanky as possible. So if Neith is doing a lot of damage, sometimes I will get either Sovereignty to boost my physical protection when I get another physical item, or I would get this item, but it's magical protection. So best way to actually go against the Neith is to build. Sometimes I will go Lono's Mask. Can be a good item too, because you're making yourself tanky enough to go against a Neith. So I mean, it's really difficult to know what to build against a Neith in particularly. But what I'm building right now is actually a counter for Neith, against Neith, because I can actually easily kill her. But if I put this Lono's Mask on, then it's going to be different. It's going to be a different story, right? So I'm going to sacrifice defense and sacrifice damage and gain mobility. But I don't want to do that. So this Neith basically gonna get one-shotted by me. If I use 3 abilities, my ult does about, I don't know how much it did, but it says it right there. It says killed Neith for 1578. So if you're not doing that much damage to Neith, then you're not building Hebo right. You can do that much damage to Neith. If your ult can really like just actually kill Neith, you have to actually hit the enemies first before you actually do your ult. What I mean is, do your abilities first, then do your ult. But I think it's gonna activate either way. Yeah, see, it's gonna activate either way if you keep doing your abilities. Every ability you do is gonna add up. It's gonna build up. So just keep doing the abilities 3 times, even 4 times. Like, just do the abilities 4 times. Okay, my ultimate is almost up, so I'm gonna show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. So let me use this ability, use that one, use that one, then let me use that one, let me use that one again, let me use that one. Just keep using it, using my abilities. Okay. So we didn't kill her with 1 blow. Let me see what the problem was. Maybe I have to be closer to her in order to actually do the damage. But yeah, I mean, y'all seen what what the damage I did to her looked like. The only reason I did that, the only reason I did that amount is because you can't kill an opponent right away unless that opponent is building a certain way. Now this Neith is probably not as tanky as you think. But it would be different if I was going up against a Raw. Now mages are really squishy, right? So let's see how much damage we do to Raw, because he's a mage just like me. So let's see how much damage we can do to him. Okay. Alright. Send me a comment. All right. Now, what time is it? Oh, not much time. All right. Doing damage to Raw. Let me see. Let me do my abilities. Okay. Well, you have to do 2 attacks, I guess, to actually end your enemy. It's hard to do, but I think that's how you do it. That's with someone like Kibo. So that's basically how you play Kibo. You just build more magical power. Sometimes you can build lifesteal and then take away your you can take away your opponent's health with all that power that you have. Because he's an easy mage to play with. You just gotta master him really good. Playing Hebo is not easy. Or playing any god on this game is not easy. Because you have to actually learn how to really play them. This god is just easy. You just gotta look at the abilities and just like remember them and remember what they do. Now all these abilities ain't difficult to do. But the water, okay, yeah, they are hard to do, but the second ability that's called Atlas of the Yellow River, that's probably hard because you have to land it on your enemy for them to go slow. To do that, you have to get really close to your enemy just to freaking ult them while you have that up. Because Alquan is gonna try to like get you, because an Alquan is like really fast. So if Alquan is actually trying to get you, then you should actually be using this, because he's not gonna be able to touch you. Even if he goes in it, he's still gonna be slowed down. So gods that think they have a lot of attack speed against you, think again. They're gonna be slowed instead of you being slowed. So that's why Hebo is a good like character to play as, and that's why he doesn't even need the boots. To be honest, Hebo already has movement speed already, but you can give him more movement speed by getting Boomer's Mask. Boomer's Mask is really better. It's really good. It's really good. Because having these kind of things having these kind of items makes the game easier to do. Smite is an easy game to me, in fact, because I know so much about the game now, and I know how to do certain things on the game now. And the game is not easy, but it's easy for me now since I understand it, and since I've been reading a lot about it. You can easily kill Raw. Can you easily kill Guan Yu? Yes. Can I easily kill Ymira? That's what happened. Okay. So even though I'm not building the penetration, I'm still penetrating the Ymira. So they basically this Ymir doesn't have any chance against me. And we can already see that. Even though it looks like he's gonna win, he's not gonna win. So I can even kill Ymir. So, oh yeah, right. I gotta kill Thor. Thor is probably the last one I have to kill. Now let's see if I can kill him in this stage. Now he died because he ran across the this map, not the map, a scroll. It's actually a river. If you look at it closely, it's actually a river, and he's going down it. It's pretty cool. He's like merging with the river, and that's pretty much what He-Bo is known for the river. Now let's get the fire giant. Now let's see if we can get the fire giant faster this time. With this kind of build. Well, look at that. We got the fire giant fast. That's because he builds stacks. Building stacks with He-Bo is really good. Now, one thing you don't need to do is try to take the tower along with He-Bo. You want to use minions. See how much damage he's doing to the tower? He's doing 136 each hit. Now He-Bo is really fast because of his moving speed I gave him. To be honest, you don't. Because as you see right here, if I keep his passive going, then his ult is going to be reduced cooldown. And I don't know why, but it's just reduced up cooldowns for some reason. It's kind of weird. So it's reducing every single time I'm hitting this character. Here's when it gets down to the nitty gritty. When you use your abilities too much, when you can't even use one. You can probably only use one out of all of them. That's pretty much it for this video. So just remember to build movement speed. You can move. So I prefer y'all to build stack items like warlock staff, or mana items like Book of Thoth, or penetration items like Spirit of Magus or Obsidian Shard or Soul Reaper. Those kind of items. Sometimes you can build Chronos Pendant on Hebo. So whatever is in his build is probably what he needs. Chronos Pendant and Spirit Desolation, those are the cooldown items that you should get for Hebo. If you're trying to like make a decent build with just cooldowns, Obsidian Shard, that item is for guys that have a lot of health, and when they do, they end up actually dying really fast because of their health. Obsidian Shard makes that possible for them to die really fast, no matter how much health they have. Soul Reaver is the same, but I mean you can get both of these. You can get Soul Reaver and the other one. If you want. I'm not saying you have to, but you probably will in the future. Sometimes you can use Traveler shoes too. You can use Traveler shoes, you can use Reinforced shoes, Magical Power, and probably Magical Penetration. So, but I prefer, when I use Hebo, I prefer about using Magical Power or Reinforced shoes or Traveler shoes and Magical Power, because we don't need pin boots. I just focus on these 3 boots right here when I'm getting into God. Like just today, played a match with Baron. You know what? I think I might show you how to play with Baron after this video, after this broadcast that I'm making right now. But yeah, that's pretty much what you need to know about Hebo. Just keep doing your abilities. Keep doing your abilities, and it's gonna stack up no matter what. Because if you're doing this much damage, that means you're doing something right. Because it doesn't matter how much damage he actually does to me. A Thor won't be able to actually kill me unless that Thor knows what he's doing. So that's all I got for this video, and so let me show y'all exactly the items that I build on Hebo. Then I'm gonna close this video out. Divine Ruin, Spirit of Magus, Spirit of Desolation, Obsidian Shard, Soul Gem, Typhoon's Fang, Bancroft's Talon. Sometimes I'll use, no, I won't use that. Sometimes I use Void Shield, Warlock Staff, get my Isolation. If I have a healer on my team, Rod of Scupius, or whoever it's called, Boomer's Mask, which I'm using right now, Chronos Pendant, magical Ratatouille. Do more sometimes when I'm getting stacks. It has movement speed. Has about movement speed and magical power per stack. Sometimes I'll use Polynomicon. I'll use Soul Weaver, Book of the Dead sometimes. Let me see. Eye of the Urchin. If the enemy is doing way too much damage, then I'll get Magi's Cloak, I'll get Mental Discord, or I get Spirit Roby. I haven't been using this items for that much because of how how old it is now, but it's still a good item. And then what else? Lono's Mask is another item I use for mages. Witchblade, I don't know. Nah. And wait a minute. Stone of Binding too. I use Stone of Binding with some characters. What else? Sometimes I'll use Demonic Grip, and I'll use Demonic Grip sometimes, but if I have one of these rings, but you don't need to do that on Hebo. He's not a basic attack character, so I will use Shaman's Ring to debuff the enemies to get the new passive after I get the 50 stacks that I have. Debuff enemies, causing them to take additional damage for all your damage sources for 5 seconds. So, but this matters about the abilities, not basic attacks. So, this wouldn't be good on Chronos. I mean, it would be good on Chronos. Not saying it wouldn't, but it's pretty good. Another good item would be Jade Emperor's Crown, Lotus Crown, Celestial Legion Helmet, Dynasty Plate Helmet, and those are pretty much all the items that I put on Hebo. There's no other items that I put on Hebo. So he's a damage god, not a tank god. When you can build him tanky if you want. The tank items that I would go for is probably this item, Genji's Guard. If the enemy is, if I'm not getting enough cooldown and I'm trying to build like tanky Hebo, then I'll probably get Genji's Guard sometimes. If the enemy is doing too much damage, I would probably get Reinforced Shoes. They're too physical. I get Sovereignty, and then get Breastplate Valor, or Hide of the Nemea Lion, or sometimes I get Golem of Thebes or Stone of Gaia to make myself tanky as fuck. And then I would get these items too. These items are good too. Let me see. I would get this item too, Hardwood Amulet, Pestilence, and then Bulwark of Hope. Sometimes I would use this Talisman's Energy. I'm just saying all the items that are good for Hebo as a damage doer. I haven't tried Eternal Staff in a long time. So yeah, I might start trying to use this item for Guardians sometimes. I don't know. But anyway, that's it for this video, and bye.